Good morning from Homesteaders of America, day 2.
It's day 2. So we had a lot of fun yesterday.
We did.
Who did we get to meet? We met all kinds of friends we never knew we had.
Yeah, lots of like-minded and like-hearted friends from all over the country. What was it, Alaska and
Wisconsin?
Wisconsin.
Yeah, and we met a really neat family from Mississippi, the Mack family.
Yeah.
And is it the Clute?
Clute, yeah.
The Clute family.
Family.
All right, well, let's see what we find today to show you.
Mm-hmm.
But this all goes back to decisions, right? You're either going to make a decision to stay sick and not feel good, or you're going to make the decision to say, hey, enough's enough, right? Like, I knew that it wasn't good for me. I could feel myself, being winded more when I was doing my projects around the homestead. I could feel I didn't have as much energy as I needed, because you guys know I need a lot of energy on our homestead because I'm doing a lot of stuff. So when I made the decision, I just committed to it. I think she was even surprised, to be honest with you. I mean, because she's kind of been on me about this for a while, but I never fully committed. And then when I fully committed, that's when the changes started happening, right?
Yeah, and he literally...
You guys see how we just brought that all the way back around?
Well, no, he eats a ton. He eats a lot. He eats a lot, but he doesn't eat the sugar.
Yeah.
No, nothing
No
like
white
that.
flour, no white sugar.
Well, I do.
We just don't do it. Yeah. And that's really helped me out, and just saying no to the sweets. And even like, we do eat out, we go on the road and stuff like that. And she was surprised too. I mean, I'm not ordering the dessert.
No dessert. I mean, I'm very proud of him.
I'm totally committed.
Doesn't he look good?
Yeah.
And
How could I ever stand up here and talk to you guys about being healthy and I look like a hot mess, right? So just, you never eat, skinny cooks and whatever. I mean, just, practice what you preach, learn from people who are actually implementing what they're doing, and then for you guys, it's about commitment.
But the thing is he has not deprived himself.
No.
Once you stop getting that sugar, because it is a drug, you're not going to want it anymore. He doesn't crave it anymore. He eats good food. I mean, I cook with butter. I mean, I am a good cook. He eats very good. He's very, very good, and he's not deprived, are you?
No. And
so you don't think you have, when you say he's not
let's
on
say
the
now,
diet.
let's say I go ahead and say, okay, I'm going to have a dessert. I can't even eat the whole thing. You know what I mean? Because it just starts getting too sweet. It gets too sassy. So I just take a couple bites and I'm done. So it just, again, goes all back to this commitment. Once, it's just like a lot of people talk about, we talk about detoxing and not washing your hair so much. Your hair is going to get disgusting. And what happens is people cave in right there because it's disgusting, but your body is detoxing, it's getting it out, and it gets like that before it gets better. So just remember that too, you do it, you're not gonna see immediate results, but if you stick with it on the other side, all that stuff comes out, right?
Yeah, apple cider vinegar rinses, if you're not doing it, for men and women, and your hair and your beards, if you have long beards, is wonderful. You get a glass of water, put a little apple cider
Giving out my
vinegar in the
beard
water,
secret.
and just pour it over your hair and just rub it through, and it's very good for your hair. Well, we were talking about, Doug and I didn't have air conditioning. We went from living in air conditioning all the time to the hottest summer ever when we moved off grid initially. And
She's not kidding,
I thought, oh my gosh, I can't do it. It was so hot. But then that's another thing, because we were sweating, getting rid of all that junk, because it's funny, in the winter months, I can tell that I'm clogged up sometimes because we're inside all the time. In the summer, we're sweating a lot more because it's detoxifying. So sweating is good. When you're in the air conditioning constantly, your body is not meant to be very constant and be happy at the same temperature all the time. So it's good to have fluctuations in the temperature. It's okay to be hot for a while and to sweat a little bit. It's okay to come and get cold. It's good to be like that up and down. So try not to be comfortable all the time. Kind of get out of your comfort zone, because along with taking the cold showers, it makes you stronger. You know what I mean? It makes you stronger. And it's good to sweat, because we need to get rid of the toxins, and that's how your body, and that's talking about deodorant too. When you go ahead and do antiperspirant, that's stopping you from doing something your body's supposed to do to get rid of the bad stuff. So looking into a natural deodorant, don't get an antiperspirant, because that's not good.
Yeah, so a lot of people don't realize that our bodies are actually made to regulate highs and lows constantly. So what happens is a lot of folks in this room, they go from their air-conditioned house to their air-conditioned car to their air-conditioned job to the air-conditioned store, and then just it's a cycle of air conditioning, and you're only experiencing this little bit of discomfort in between walking from the car and the store, right? Our bodies are made to sweat and to cool down, and if you're not allowing it to cause that function, you know, to run its cycle, so to speak, it actually can make you sick. So when we say air conditioning,
truly, like whenever we're sitting here and we're talking to you about this and we're saying, hey, why would you want an heirloom garden? Get started with heirloom gardening. We really want to inspire you because we want you to feel like this is something that's obtainable. And the thing is that a lot of times we can come in. I know that personally, I have come to these kinds of things in the past and I feel so inspired and encouraged, but also so completely like, how do I even, what do I do tomorrow? Because tomorrow is, I gotta go home, you know, we're going into winter, like what do I do tomorrow when you come into this? And so you're thinking about raising your own meat and sourcing things with local farmers, and you're thinking about all that stuff, but then you go into the grocery store and you just feel overwhelmed. And for me, massive movements happen one step at a time. Huge change happens one single choice at a time. You overcome laziness one choice at a time. You have honesty with yourself, and you can change your life. I mean it when I say I sit out here and I look at you. You're beautiful, you're wonderful, you're amazing. This room full of people can change the world. And I am firmly rooted in a belief system that 120 people that went and tarried in an upper room have created such a massive movement that we now call Christianity. What could this room do to overturn the broken food system? You can. You can. Okay? But do you know when it starts? It doesn't start the first time that you pull in your first massive harvest from your first massive garden. That doesn't start whenever you butcher your first 50 pastured pigs. Good Lord, that'd be a lot of pigs. Chickens. your first 50 chickens. Like, that's not when the movement and the change in your life starts. The change starts tomorrow. The change starts the next time at the grocery store when you say, I think I might have an addiction to sugar that's detrimental to what I want to happen in my life. Honestly, I'm going to talk real talk. This is hard to talk about. But I want to give you an actual key that's going to unlock something. I can give you warm fuzzies all day about orange tomatoes, and I will do that because I really like them. But the fact is that I don't want to just see you enjoy the orange tomato. I want to see you have a lifetime that leaves a legacy that changes, because we're all here because we know something is broken. And that is really, to me, heirloom gardening. The very word heirloom means it's a generational thing. This is something that was handed down, and right now I feel it's a very, very, very symbolic thing to grow an heirloom garden, because it says, you know what? The way that food was handled 75 years ago may be forgotten by my generation, but it's not forgotten in my garden. You yourself are seeds into this country. And if you know exactly what it is, when a seed is a seed, it's not bearing any fruit, but it knows what it contains. And so I want to encourage you, and that little voice that comes in your head that says, you can't do that. You're never going to do that. I said, don't believe that. Goodness, don't believe that. That's a lie. Just let that go and hang on to it. Do you want to know the image that I had for myself for the longest time? I'm not there yet. And I'm having to, at this point, kind of pare back. I'm too busy. I got to do less so that I can get to this. I had this image of having breakfast made every morning, and my kids coming in and sitting down at our table. Oh, goodness. It's in there. And having just this spread of food that all came from our farm. And I can feel it. It's so real to me that I can feel it. And I've had this image of that breakfast for years. And I'm not there, but I'm a heck of a lot closer than I was a few years ago. And there were years lost to me believing that desire of my heart was not valuable. That it was a pipe dream of a foolish girl that needed to just go buy the bacon at the store and take her kids to soccer practice and keep going through the motions of a life that was not fulfilling. But guys, come on, don't you want more than that? I know you do, because you're sitting in a chair in this barn at the Homesteaders of America conference. I know you do. That was a rhetorical question. I know that somewhere within you there is a seed form of who you desire to be and the change that you desire to affect. I know that it's there. Can I water it today? Please leave here with that thing sprouted. Leave here with that thing fertilized. Leave here with that, if you're already bearing fruit, with more fuel on that, because it's valuable and it matters.